And salutations, Munchkins and viewers alike. It's me, Munchie, and welcome back to an Amazon hamster, or just cage in general, review. Basically, I am reacting to reviews on Amazon of specific cages meant for small animals such as hamsters, gerbils, and mice. And just like the first video I did, I just kind of wanted to see what people's experiences with these types of not so great cages. And this is to bring awareness to the public for cages you see online. And some of these companies really do like to make really cheap cages that target families that just see something online and want to go for it without realizing maybe the materials aren't that good, maybe the construction is terrible, maybe it's not safe proofed for your small animal that likes to escape and to get outside of the enclosure, and they might not be suitable for your animal based off of their needs, which a lot of the times companies make very small confined areas for animals that actually have a territory in the wild of about 2 miles, and they roam about 5 to 10 miles a night specifically for hamsters. So without further ado, let's find out what people are saying with new cages that I am reviewing today. Rawr! So let's actually go to the first cage we're going to be checking out the reviews for today, and that is the Furplast Hamster Cage. Furplast makes a lot of these small enclosures, and whenever I hear somebody saying, oh, I have the Furplast cage, it's like, which one? But this one is titled Furplast Hamster Cage, but it comes in different dimensions. We got this one here, that one that connects, and then we got this one. For whatever reason, there's only one option available for $157.99. But we're gonna actually go based off of price, so we're gonna start off with the cheapest and then go to the most expensive by the end of the video. I tried putting them in the exact same price range just so we can see comparing one to another, but just understand with Amazon, third parties like to fluctuate their prices, and Amazon warehouse tends to fluctuate as well. So if it's being sold from the Amazon fulfillment center, then of course prices can fluctuate within just a couple of days. So keep that in mind as we're looking at this. But this is Amazon's choice. Woo! And in the picture you see a shoebox size travel-like carrier that's very small with 2 winter whites. This enclosure came out July 27th of 2015 to the Amazon site here in America, at least I know of. Could be different on like the UK version of Amazon's website, but it says here it first became available 2015. Do not buy, 1 star, January 19th, 2021. So it's still going on, guys. But then again, this is Amazon's choice. And she got the one with the attachment. It says here, this cage has been a disaster from start to finish. It arrived cracked and broken in several places, but we were able to contact customer service. There should have been a warning sign to me that the plastic is a problem. Well, you are buying an enclosure that has been molded with that plastic, and unfortunately, if you're not really familiar with the type of material you're working with, of course it might come damaged, chipped, broken, you name it, but this should be just a warning sign for her that like any sort of enclosure that looks remotely similar to what she tried to purchase is going to be a disaster for her, because there's going to be safety hazards and problems. So let's see if she's going to learn her lesson here. Our hamster is able to use her body to push up from underneath the wheel, popping it out of place and escaping from the cage. Oh my gosh, an escapee right here, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, we have proof of this enclosure with the attached wheel made their hamster escape. I want to know which hamster they have. This has happened twice in the middle of the night. We finally had to buy a long Velcro strap and Velcro the wheel in place. If you have to DIY your enclosure further, there is something wrong. If you have to safely keep your hamster confined because they attempt to escape from it, there's a problem with the item. Don't hang on to stuff like this. This can be dangerous. If they escaped once, they might escape again. This helps our hamster from getting out, but she cannot use the wheel anymore. Wheels are crucial for hamsters because they're foraging animals that rise to the surface during crepuscular or nocturnal hours and forage for food, for mating, etc., protecting their territory so nobody invades it. And it's very important to let hamster owners know that a wheel cannot be taken away at your choice. this is a thing that needs to remain inside and to be functioning. What this hamster owner is doing, unfortunately, is doing what they want and not really seeing that, hey, I know you're trying to confine your animal, but you're restricting it. You're further restricting it from its needs. It's gonna become stress prone. It's gonna start having complications, maybe be a little bit more agitated, doesn't want to be handled. You might want to give it away eventually because you're so tired of like trying to deal with its problems rather than try to see if there's something you're doing wrong. And it's frustrating because hamster owners aren't given good information. So they have to go physically out there and find it themselves and then learn. We can't really force it down this reviewer's throat. So that's why I'm trying to at least kind of go over and review some of these reviews of these enclosures to hopefully help people understand that what they're seeing is not natural behavior and what they're doing is possibly further damaging their connection with their pet that they're trying to keep. So let's see what else she says. Then just last night, our hamster managed to chew a hole in the larger cage while escaping again. Oh my God, this is turning into like a nightmare. Somebody write a novel for this reviewer. Just make it into a novel about a hamster escaping. All right, it's, oh my God. Make it horror. Make it the genre horror. I would love to know your outcome. Luckily, we have found her all 3 times she has gone out of this cage. The other cage that we have attached this one to, she has never escaped from. That sounds incorrect when I say that out loud. This cage simply does not work. I really do hope they buy a better enclosure and look up appropriate hamster care. Crossing fingers. This one, gave it 5 stars. Cute and perfect for my daughter. For your daughter, ma'am? Ma'am, the cage is supposed to be for a hamster. Could you please get your daughter out of the hamster cage, please? I don't think she can fit unless your daughter's like a baby. Is she a baby? Is she a newborn? Did you put your daughter in there? I will make a comment about this. This really sucks. So a lot of times cages should not be placed on the floor, especially smaller ones here, flimsy material, breakable material, because animals can sit on them like cats and break it, or you might accidentally step on it, crush it, things fall on top of it, etc. Like for right here, even though these are plushies around the enclosure, it is not on top of, say for instance, a table, which is a lot safer. It could be that, well, cats could push off enclosures on the table and we don't know what type of animal this owner has. But I just don't like seeing cages that are very small like this on the floor because it makes them vulnerable. It really does, and it bothers me. So that was actually just the shoebox enclosure by itself. This one says good cage with broken wheel. Wait, you gave it 2 stars, but you said good cage with broken wheel. All we are getting from so far is the cheap plastic material that you're paying about $40 to have comes broken. Lovely. Good cage, but my hamster escaped. Why are you giving it 4 stars then? Why are these people giving it 4 stars? If it escaped, the cage failed. It fails. 0 stars. It's supposed to keep your hamster secure. 0 stars. Oh, this irritates me, this reviewer. I think this cage is a little small for one hamster. Why do you have it then? They probably found out later. People are like, where's Munchie raging? We came for the video to see her rage. I understand. This is probably afterthought of, oh, it seems kind of small. Although the measurements are said on the selection page of which enclosure you want. Usually people just visualize it, but literally take a measuring tape and measure it out and then see with tape on the floor how big that is. I actually attached it to another furplast cage with furplast tubes. Everything was secure. Little teddy bear hamster Spots loved it, but when I got up in the morning, she was nowhere to be found. I panicked because I have 3 cats. Oh my God, that is worst nightmare. Thank God I found her safe and sound in a corner. I think she got out of the wheel cage near the top of the wheel. That's the one place she could have, so be careful. It's a poor design in my opinion. I took off the part of the cage and will not use it. Does that mean she's not using the wheel either? So we basically, possibly right now have 2 people recently stating that they're not going to be using the wheel portion. And this one, yeah, this one is the one with the attachment. So she's not going to be using the wheel. And it's a Syrian hamster. Oh, and just seeing dwarf hamsters being in the first one, that first photo, and then hearing that a Syrian hamster, which is a much larger, much needier hamster, and a female hamster, is very, very stressful to him. I really hope this person goes and gets a better enclosure. This is awful, but they rated it 4 stars. Travel cage. I got it as a travel cage for my hamster. Good job. Connected it to my main cage. Alone, it's too small for any hamster. Minimum requirement is 450 square feet. Let's have a discussion here. So this person is aware that it is 450 square inches of a minimum requirement. You have a fur plast. That enclosure right there is 286 square inches of floor space. When you measure the pan only, if you measure the wires, that really doesn't count. It's so interesting to me. This person clearly does not have the appropriate minimum requirement and is attaching the main one to the travel carrier, which you might say, well, that increases the floor space, right? Unfortunately, that doesn't cut it. It should be unbroken floor space of 450 square inches. So this person did rate it very high as a travel cage only, even though this is being advertised as a main cage, so they're actually boosting the review for this enclosure. I would have probably given it like 3 or 4 if I was to use it as a travel carrier, if it was such as that. But in this case, this person is saying minimum requirement is 450 square inches, but they're not showing it. But hopefully this owner has since updated and upgraded. But when you see the other enclosure, at least they're giving them a lot of bedding, which I believe the fur plast enclosure has at least 3.5 to 4 inches tops of bedding in there, if I remember. It looks like there's a lot of enrichment in there, but again, you do have a smaller enclosure, and that's not 450 square inches. So for the last two, let's review them here because the other one was just not verified, so I clicked further. My granddaughter loves this for her pet. Oh, that's bad. Is that the... Oh, this is the carnival one, because that's 49 by 13. I helped her put this together, and she loves this. Cutie Pie runs all night on wheel. It's kind of sad. Cute, but not for chewing animals. Thank you. It really shouldn't be, especially since rodents have powerful incisors where they will gnaw on stuff when they're bored, when they need to grind down their teeth, when they're stressed, etc. This is a cute cage for a hamster, and she enjoyed running around the different areas. However, with this being all plastic, she did chew a hole large enough where the water container comes through to escape. Another escapee for this one, and this one is the shoebox with attachment here with that size. So this is just, I cannot believe, with all the recent ones we've seen for this style and for this style of enclosure here, it's just so small. Look how small that is. It's just small. Like, how tall is this child here? How tall is he? Oh, it's not good. So we're moving on. This is a terrible idea. For those of you who have had this enclosure, I really hope you guys upgraded it. Ugh, cringe. This enclosure came out in 2017, and it is called the Large Twin Tower 5 Levels Crossing Level Tube Habitat Syrian Hamster Rodent Gerbil Mouse Mice Rat Wire Animal Cage. Blue, 5 levels, 5 levels. No. This is a nightmare. I hate this. Even though it comes with tubes, and I don't exactly know how big these tubes are. It comes with at least a 4-inch wheel, a smaller hide, but there's a lot of areas where the hamster could plummet and fall off. For instance, this part right here, because there is an open area, there's nothing to actually protect them like a wall where they could just plummet off the side and fall down here. This vertical enclosure is dangerous for hamsters, both Syrian and dwarf. Even though they can climb the wires, it does not mean that this is natural to them and they have good climbing strength so that when they're at the very top, hey, they can still hold on and then climb back down. No, you really see hamsters just let go, kind of fall off, not understand that, hey, you're up really, really high, and then plummet. So this is dangerous. There's been lots of dwarf injuries, dwarf spinal injuries that I've seen from enclosures that are vertical. This is dangerous. So it shows that it has a 5-inch. Dwarf hamsters need at least 8-inch. Roborusky at least 6.5-inch. Syrians 10-inch. So really small house, shelves and ladders, which you can see how cheap of a plastic that is. Just cheapo water bottle that is very small. That's not even, it does not look like a 3-ounce bottle at all. And then a 3-inch deep tray. However, if you fill this all the way to the top of this 3-inch tray, which I assume is actually all the way up until the top layer here, which is outside of the wire area, then you're not going to be able to fill that much bedding inside of here without it flowing over. This was a recent purchase. Verified. Horrible. Horrible. Not worth the money. Nothing of value to gain from that. That was not helpful at all. Olivia, don't buy this cage. I highly recommend not buying this product as it is defective. There is no latch on the middle roof, so my hamster was able to escape. Another escaping. When I tried to return the product, the seller asked for a picture of the product to show how it was defective. However, putting this cage together took over an hour, and due to myself being an amputee, it was extremely difficult, so please do not waste your time or money on this cage. Difficult. One of the wires are broken, they are very flimsy, and the direction makes no sense at all. Could have been a lot better, not worth the price. Shipping back, nightmare. I did not like it to be complicated to put together, and to return is worse. I had to pay back more to return it. It's okay. The instructions were horrible, but it's pretty easy to assemble, although everybody else said otherwise. My husband had to use pliers to tighten the wire on the side so there wasn't gaps. That's not easy to assemble then. Oh, these reviews make me so mad when you're like, oh, it's easy to assemble, but we had to do more to assemble it. That, sweetie, is not easy. The platforms are not secure and move. The house had broken tabs, and I used white duct to hold it together. Duct tape. Overall, Diego, the hamster, seems very happy with his new home, but I was expecting it to be better built. Wait, why were you saying it's easy to assemble, but then you said better built? I guess maybe material-wise, which, you know, that doesn't make sense, but at the same time, it kind of goes hand in hand. Great cage. I like that it has different floors that my hamster can run around in. He loves to make his little beds everywhere in every floor, so it's cute to watch him, and he loves running on the wheel. It squeaks a little. The wheel is noisy at night because he loves running around. I usually keep him in the living room at night. Other than that, I really do love this cage. My hamster seems happy. So they're having a problem with the wheel and claiming it's noisy. But let's just go up here and look at the enclosure itself when it comes to like having his nesting or bedding being on top of here. So I do see a lot of the times people put bedding on top of the ledges here. Why would you do that? They're not able to burrow on it, but I guess they do make as good absorbers for catching urine if they start urinating up there, but they're also still being able to push out the bedding on those ledges up here into your floor and your area and your space. So it just seems very difficult and not needed. There's better options out there that can contain your hamster and contain the bedding while also giving you more space for your animal. You're gonna be cleaning this up, and that's gonna be a nightmare besides having to clean the entire enclosure and take everything apart and try putting it back together. The next one is the Paw Hut 2-level hamster cage gerbil house habitat kit. Small animal travel carrier with exercise wheel, play tubes, water bottle, food dishes, and interior ladder. I hate it when companies do this. Alligator, fish, turtle, frog, crocodile, you name it. And it's not fun, and they try to get you with all these colors too. So I don't like this at all. It is a little bit bigger than the cages that we have been reviewing, but it's just all plastic, and you can just see from like the material of it that it's just very cheap plastic. Ugh. But this cage actually came out last year, November 23rd, 2020. A lot of the reviews have actually been very, very recent. Fun and functional. The price was right and the size was perfect for a hamster, easy to assemble. Now, for this review, it says early reviewer rewards. What's this? Let's click on this and learn more about what this is. The early reviewer program encourages customers who have already purchased a product to share their authentic experience about the product regardless of whether it's a 1 or a 5-star. Amazon shoppers depend on reviews to learn more about the product, and this program helps to acquire early reviews on products that have few or no reviews, helping shoppers make smarter buying decisions. Customers who have purchased a product participating in the early reviewer program may be asked to write a review, and those customers who submit a review within the offer period will receive a small reward, anywhere from a $1 to $3 Amazon gift card. Wow, I did not know about this program. I swear I've heard like early access reviews or like paid reviews on Amazon before, but for this one right here, basically it is a paid review. You go to the program and you sign up, and then if you buy anything that's considered new and within the early review program, or what Amazon thinks is a product that needs more sales to be boosted, so they need your reviews, they need to review it, and you'll get credit for it. This kind of sucks because this cage is not that great. It's small, it's tiny, it's flimsy, it's plastic, but let's just keep scrolling down here. Great value, chew and escape proof. However, it didn't keep the hamster's waist inside, which was the only downside. Too small. So this one is not a legit review, but we'll just check it out real quickly. Hamsters are foraging animals that require much more space than this. They require horizontal space, not vertical. So basically this reviewer is just being a good person trying to inform people correctly, and I do appreciate this. So we're not going to go fully into details on this because they're just repeating what I say, but kudos to you. It's this, that. It has tubes that go from one side to another, and it is only 18 by 11. This might be the one that came out around the same time. Let me just double check. July 14th, 2020. So it came out last year. And this one, luxurious, really? Robud, large hamster cage, gerbil haven, habitat, small animal cage. Gerbil? No. Gerbils chew through plastic. They're just trying to get you to buy this cage. And they say large hamster cage. So basically we got blue, pink, and this looks a little different. It comes with something different inside of that one. Yeah, it does. It comes with a little seesaw instead. But yeah, I don't like this at all. It says it's 18 by 11, just like the other one. But these are different companies. But these are competing companies. Or they could be the exact same company, different branch. But they're trying to make cages that look very similar. And they're using, again, very cheap plastic. We see a Photoshop dwarf inside the cage. And it shows you the door. It's like they even did the door dimensions, too, to show you how big it is. But it's very small. I don't like it, and it's plastic. It's that cheap old plastic from possibly China. Luxurious hamster cage. No, it's not. It does come with stuff, unlike the other ones where it's open, but really the stuff that you get usually isn't very functional. And this type of material gets chewed up very quickly. So let's just do the most recent reviews, which is from last month. Warning! This cage could have killed my hamster. People, literally, the title of this video should be cages that could potentially kill your hamster because you guys don't know and don't understand, or maybe don't review them. This cage could have killed my hamster. There is a yellow bolt that you screw on the inside of the wheel and it came off. Poorly made. While she was on her wheel, before I knew it, she had it in her mouth. Kept it in there for hours. Luckily, she spit it out. This cage is poorly designed. And that definitely, from a verified purchase, does let you know how poor of a quality this whole enclosure is. Horrible cage for small pets. Oh, this is not a verified review, so we're just gonna skip that right now. But thank you for the warning. It's easy to put together in the best wire cage this company sells. The best. Can we see video? She loves her new cage. It's a Syrian. No. Oh, so small. That wheel is so small. Oh, she has a satin hamster. Oh, the hamster's as big as the wheel. Oh my god, the hamster's as big as the wheel. She loves her new cage. No, this is not her loving her new cage. This is her going, what the is this? Are you kidding me? Look at this wheel. I can't fit inside this wheel. I'm supposed to be expected to run on this wheel? Oh, this is bad. Oh, I hate this. 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 Nice for dwarf hamsters, my small gerbils. No, if you don't own a gerbil, don't, because obviously you don't know. Really great cage, bigger than many of the market, and much prefer. Have you been on the market? And much preferable to the typical undersized critter trails you see all too often. Plus, it's very cute. Only cons, the water bottle it came with leaked and I had to replace it. And if you have a Syrian hamster, the platforms and houses are easily chewed due to the softwood material. A friend of mine with a Syrian hamster had a little house made of the same stuff and it was quickly chewed to bits because of stress, more than likely, and probably you guys not giving it enough space and enough chew toys for enrichment. However, I have a small Chinese hamster and she fits here perfectly and isn't very destructive when she chews. They're not really meant to be. Chinese are actually very docile. If you have a dwarf ham or a mouse, it's perfect fit. Might be a bit small for a Syrian teddy bear or a gerbil. Gerbils are not like hamsters. This is a terrible recommendation. Two people found this helpful though. Misinformation gets spread very quickly. And even though this is all based off of experience, there has been scientific studies about hamsters and their stress levels in smaller cages. And I've been trying to, in my description of the video, include information on scientific studies of this. And the studies were mainly done in Syrian hamsters. They are very stress prone, and Syrians a couple years ago were discovered to have complex thoughts and moods. Knowing that people are trying to place Syrians inside of here or just give out information when they don't actually own the animal, it's bad. Yep, that is definitely a Chinese hamster right there. I mean, she does look like she has a very young Chinese hamster too, but it doesn't, with the bedding in there, it doesn't look like it's at least 3 inches. It looks like it can get to 3 inches up there at the very top, but it's very small. The wheel is still very small. I mean, yeah, like I said, it looks like she had a baby in there because of the door. Just looking at the door, just looking at the hamster, it's just very small. Like, yes, it could fit for now, but you could probably, once it stretches out, because they are quite long and thin, that it will probably not have a straight back. It's probably gonna start curving the back. So not good. Moving on. Cute, but not suitable for gerbils. Thank you. Literally a person that says not suitable for gerbils, while this person's like, this could be for gerbils. Very cute cage, very small, tricky to put together. Unfortunately, it lasted less than a week because we put gerbils in it. Why? It's because this enclosure is marketed for gerbils, like was seen in the title. Companies, I hate you. You're just misleading people on purpose for the money. The pet community and hobbyists are telling you no, stop it. And yet these enclosures just came out last year. It's 2021. Where is the good stuff? We're going to get a hamster, but ended up with 2 gerbils instead. And they literally chewed it to shreds. We had to remove everything it came with, so not worth the money. We now use it as a place to put them when cleaning out our new True-Proof large cage we had to purchase. Gerbils should not be in cages. They really shouldn't. There usually are pans that are plastic, and there is edges in the pan that they can start chewing through to make a hole. And once they get a hole started, they could just start shimmying it all over the place to make that hole bigger and wider until they're able to escape. This is a no. Easy to chew. Takes a long time to assemble. My hamster chewed through everything. Better to buy just as a cage in house. They can't chew up. Cage was great. Perfect for my hamster. Smiley face. I love the cage. It was easy to assemble and the color and quality is great. No, it's very cheap plastic quality. The only thing that the product came with, some missing parts, the 2 pink buckles and the large and small screws, nut and washer. Then why are you giving it 4 stars if it came with stuff missing? If you can send it to me, please, I will appreciate that so much. Thanks. They're not gonna look at reviews. You have to contact them, sweetheart. Go contact them. Don't just leave a review saying, could you please send this to me? It's priority to let the company that you bought the product from know that they messed up and the stuff that was supposed to be included is not included. These are possibly safety hazards right here that were not included, especially if there was a latch missing. Super cute, super cute. However, the little ramp that attaches to the house falls off often. Overall, the colors are nice and my hamster hasn't seemed to chew much of it. It's easy to clean. Definitely recommend. What we can hear from this enclosure is it's not good materials, but it's easy to assemble or not easy to assemble. They like to chew it up. Why do they like to chew it up? Too small, very stressed, possibly not providing chew toys or enough enrichment for them. This one, this is the one that has a lot of new last month reviews that I thought was a scam because I'm like, wow, look how many reviews are so close together. But this one actually did come out at the end of last year, November in 2020. This one is the Mouse Bro multi-level transparent hamster cage, small animal cage for hamster gerbils. No, not again. Stop with the gerbils, including free bedding. Free bedding? Oh God, what bedding are they including? That sounds bad. This looks like cotton fluff inside of here actually. Oh no, don't ever use bedding from companies you know nothing about. Don't do it. Colorful Villa swing water bottle exercise wheel food dish. There's a Villa 1 and a Villa 2 which is even smaller and has cotton fluff. These are cotton fluffs. But look at this. I discovered this, so this is the one I want to show you guys here. Look at this. Look at this. Do you trust this company after seeing this? Probably not, but let's just continue. Dwarf hamster, which isn't, you know, too far off from the truth, so okay, sure. Teddy bear hamster. No, that's a robo. Fat-tailed gerbil. That's correct, that's a fat-tailed gerbil, and you never see them in the pet trade. It's very rare. Mongolian gerbils are the gerbils you see a lot in pet stores like Petco. You don't really see fat-tailed. Robo hamster. It's a winter white. That's not a robo. That's right here, all right? Syrian hamster. We got teddy bear, which is a different species apparently, and we got a Syrian hamster. That's a guinea pig. If companies are pulling pictures that aren't the animal to make you know that, hey, this is the animal it's not suited for and suited for, like, don't trust them. Don't trust them. That's not a Syrian, that's a guinea pig. And right next to it, that's a guinea pig. Like they put 2 and 2 together and said, huh, yeah, that's a Syrian, right? Even though it looks exactly like the one on the right, it's a Syrian. Okay, that's why I have this on. So I can rage at the machine without you guys seeing my face. I mean, look at these slits too. They're like, oh, air's coming out of here. Woo! There's not enough airflow in this. Oh, that's right. Oh, I hate this one. This is exactly like the travel carrier that supposedly cage, that I purchased to show you guys. This is one of the smallest enclosures I could find on Amazon. Oh, that is a very young hamster right there. Oh my gosh, look at this. My eyes. Worth it. Dope cage. 20 people found this helpful. Dope cage, 20. That's how I thought that this was rigged. This is an early reviewer rewards too. All they had to do was just comment saying dope cage. Okay, so if you're an early reviewer reward, let's go check out what other things you reviewed. You've only reviewed one thing! This is why it feels fake. 20 helpful reviews. Dope cage. 20. And you just did it January 29th, 2021. It's been 5 days. It's been 5 days and 20 people have said in 5 days that this is great. This is a great review. This is great. This is driving me absolutely insane. Oh my gosh. Jen says, I recommend this product. Perfect for a dwarf hamster. It came packaged very nicely and was super easy to put together. This one says, love this product. Our hamster is super happy, easily gets around this cage, and it's super clear. It's also sturdy, happy with this buy. It's held up by rubber bands, my dear. These rubber bands are terrible. If the Night Angel rubber bands are sturdier, but somehow still end up breaking because of so much force being applied and pulled apart, but like if those ones can break, these ones easily broke. And I had this. Unfortunately, I dropped it, and you want to know what happened with that enclosure that I had that was just a tiny little box? Same concept, same materials. It cracked. One of the sides fell apart and cracked, so I couldn't use it anymore. I can tell you from experience, that's not sturdy. This person has a winter white, which is one of the largest dwarf hamsters. At least they have chew toys in here. I don't usually see people with chew toys, but that's not enough bedding. Does size matter? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. This one's a 3 out of 5 stars. The setup is long. Between myself and my 2 kids, it took us over an hour and a half. There is double-sided film on all pieces. Many nails were broken and curse words were muttered. The directions are very vague. We had to redo a few sections because nothing was labeled. For the size, it's quite small. From viewing the pictures, it gave the appearance of being much larger. Although, I swear, wasn't it listed? Yes, it is listed. And I did list it off. It's 13 by 9. You should know how much it's gonna, like, measure, please. Have a measuring tape. Go get a measuring tape. I'm sure someone has a measuring tape in your home. All the extras didn't fit inside once we were finished. I'm not so sure how I feel about this. It's appealing to look at, but it's okay. I'm also not sure about the material used for the house and wheel. It's not wood or plastic, so I'm really worried the hammy will just chew it all up. I forgot what this type of material is called. I have some of these types, and it's kind of, is it like, it feels like plastic version of wood that can easily be chewed. I'm a little bit worried about it ever since I've had a few of these, where all of these are the same. If you notice, like all of the inside stuff is the same. It's the same material, the same stuff. I don't particularly like this stuff, and I'm actually trying to phase it out at the rescue here. It's very questionable. Kind of wish I selected a different one, but for 65 bucks, we'll see how long this will last. Definitely keeping the old cage as backup. Now let's take a look. That's a winter white again. We have another winter white inside of here. And it just looks so claustrophobic and small. And that wheel looks like a 4-inch wheel. I forgot their lowest. I think their lowest is a 4.5-inch wheel. That's the Petzilla sunflower wheel, but it's called different names from different companies. But that wheel is very small. I believe it's at least 4.5. And yeah, it doesn't look great. It really doesn't. You're not providing it with a lot of what it needs, and that's just what sucks. Daughter loved it. My daughter loved the cage and all the extra accessories it came with for her hamster. The air is just right for the hamster to breathe. No, this is a humidity building up machine. All in all, I would definitely do business with them again. One person found this helpful. When I had it, there was not a lot of airflow in it. It slits. It's like the exercise balls that we see in America here. They don't have enough airflow. It gets very humid and stuffy in there. If they start putting a lot of bedding inside of there and the temperature starts rising, the temperature is going to be rising in this enclosure. There really isn't. Wire enclosures are good for hamsters because it provides enough circulation. And for some species of rodents, you have to have wire enclosures because if they're kept in confined areas where humidity builds up and there's not a lot of airflow, their respiratory systems become affected and it could kill them. So that's why chameleons in the reptile community must have a screen mesh door that can't just be kept in tanks. And for rats cannot be kept in tanks. The humidity builds up, the ammonia builds up. It just, no, bad. Cute but small. The product was cute as it looks on here. That being said, I have a Syrian hamster and she does not fit on this at all. It was way too small for her. She can't use any of the items it comes with. She doesn't have the room to move. She went into the bathroom bowl and was able to pry it open. The concept is great, but I would recommend building your own size. Literally, it says Syrian Hamsters a no on here, on their pictures. I mean, in here, it says right here. Oh my gosh, it does. Never mind. Look. Right here, application. It fits robo hamster, fat-tailed gerbil, teddy bear hamster, dwarf hamster, gerbils, and other small animals, and it doesn't fit large animals like Syrian hamsters or large animals like guinea pigs. But when people see teddy bear, that's a nickname for Syrian hamsters in pet stores, especially Pecco, who likes to nickname their animals, which is so stupid. Marketing. They're just trying to confuse hamster owners. This is what is making the hobby of hamster keeping so complicated, especially for gerbils. Them saying like gerbils can fit inside of here. Gerbils, no. No, it's not. This is where I'm gonna end it today. Thank you guys so much for watching today's Amazon cage review video, where I react to what I see being posted on here about these enclosures. These are all overseas, cheaply made enclosures that are just trying to get your money. And as you probably saw, some of the companies would not allow you to return the product unless you paid a fee or to pay a percentage of what you paid for it. It's so criminal, and I hate it, and I hate how Amazon's just letting anybody go run with it. I actually will tell you guys right now, I was contacted after making the last Amazon review cage video by a company that just released a cage last year in November 2020, and there was no reviews on it, and they kept asking me to review it. They're like, oh, we checked out your Facebook page and we're animal people and we want you to review this. It was a Singapore company, I believe, and they contacted my rescues emails. Lots of people thought that maybe we would review it because that's what we do. We like to review stuff and we like to tell people of the dangers of it. But we thought, no, this company possibly, especially this person, possibly knows that we would review it, so traffic would come to his cage, and that would be good business for him. Just like you see a lot of YouTubers out there, if they have troubling controversies on YouTube and it's constantly being shared and talked about and news channels are picking it up and yada yada yada, it makes people more aware and they go to their channel, and if they like what they see, they'll subscribe. And that's how people get you. And I don't like being used. I absolutely hate it. I have friends that have used me personally in the past and it has affected me greatly. I'm sure you guys have a friend, family member who just used you for a bit to gain stuff for themselves. It's wrong, it's corrupt. I try to be there for the little man. I try to be there for you guys. That's why I make these, and I like making these too. So I really do hope you guys are appreciating the content. Yes, I am yelly, blunt, and in your face about it. But I guess that's just the fun of making these videos and just the funness of just being a part of this community. Anyways, take care guys. Bye!